Orleans is a city in crisis.
Police are looking for leads.
Extremely violent crime wave.
The teenage boy is now dead.
Shot and killed overnight.
Dubbed the murder capital of the country.
They got us all again. They got you too. They almost killed me.
Top Story came to the Big Easy to investigate the violence. More than a dozen killings to start the year, picking up from an epidemic level in 2022.
In an American city, in the middle of the afternoon, in the parking lot of a grocery store, my son was killed.
Just 2 days before Christmas, Sherilyn Price learned her son Brandon Montrell was among the statistics. Police say the unintended target of a shootout. The 43-year-old comedian known as Boogie B on TikTok and on stage.
I'm at comedian Boogie B on Instagram. I appreciate y'all.
One of more than 260 people murdered in 2022.
I can't swallow the idea that I'd lose my child for absolute nothing, that nothing comes of it, that it's just another day, another number, and life goes on. Something has to change.
But change doesn't appear imminent. Car thefts have reached astonishing numbers. More than 500 stolen already this year, more than double the same time last year. More horrifying, carjackings, more than 270 last year. One gruesome case in March involved 73-year-old Linda Fricky. Surveillance video caught the midday carjacking. Fricky, caught in her seatbelt, was dragged to death, her arm severed from her body. All 4 suspects under the age of 18.
Do you want these teens charged as adults?
Absolutely.
Another incident, one man resorting to throwing a pot of gumbo at his own car before jumping on the hood in an effort to stop it from being stolen.
If we don't get a handle on this now, I don't want to see how bad it gets during the summer.
Lifelong resident Lauren Trostorf, an owner of Vibrant Market along the Magazine Street shopping district, says when a truck plowed into her shop New Year's Day, police response time was agonizingly slow.
It took them 9 hours to arrive because apparently that night there was 3 cops on duty per shift in our district, and there apparently had already been 2 homicides since midnight.
Mayor LaToya Cantrell, whose administration has been plagued by allegations of personal scandals while facing a recall effort, listing what she says caused the situation on CBS's Face the Nation.
One, dealing with COVID-19, violence, everyone has guns, the ability or the lack of the ability to resolve a conflict without reaching and pulling a gun. Also, as it relates to accountability, people need to be held accountable across the board. And we're seeing results, I would say. We're moving in the right direction.
But many worry things are still headed in the wrong direction. Residents at a recent city council meeting focused on crime, voicing their frustrations.
The police gonna catch the carjackers, put them in jail, they get sent home, nothing happens. There's no consequences. They have to have consequences to their actions.
Earlier this month, the mayor announcing a violent crime reduction task force charged with making recommendations to improve the status quo with a 60-day deadline for results.
We're driving down the street. We have to be safe. So what is the plan? Is it part of the new task force to deal with carjackings?
We know the mayor announced the task force a couple of weeks ago. Is that going to be enough to really turn things around?
No one component is going to be enough.
City Council member Oliver Thomas leads the Criminal Justice Committee.
What has happened in New Orleans over the last few years that has gotten it to the place that it is today?
There are several contributing factors. We went from 1,300 or 1,400 police officers down to about 940 or 50.
New Orleans began enforcing a 9 p.m. curfew on kids 16 and under.
Thomas recalls what worked in the late 90s to bring down record crime, interagency agreements, federal intervention, and investments in the community.
Once it was stabilized, a lot of times those investments went away. If that had continued, you would have seen a safer city for a long time, and we would not be experiencing this explosion right now, period.
Whether it's hiring more officers or early youth intervention, the calls for new leadership are echoing loudly.
It's going to take quite the person to step up for the job, but we need someone to come in and clean up the city.
Some visitors remain blissfully unaware of the statistics.
And if we had a chance to do it all again.
Seeking out the charm and culture of the city. But those who know it well, warning, unless real changes are made, few will be safe.
It can't be allowed. We have to stop accepting this. because nobody's safe. You think you are until it happens to you. And trust me, you won't see it coming. You'll be minding your own business when you get some awful phone call.
All right, Valerie Castro joins us now live from New Orleans tonight, one of America's great cities. Valerie, it's so sad to kind of see that report and see what's happening there. The mayor's new anti-violence task force, you talked about it in your report. Have they been able to make any concrete improvements? Is there any data?
Well, Tom, we reached out to the mayor's office to find out what they are defining as trends in success. A spokesperson got back to us and says since the task force was created a couple of weeks ago, 30 abandoned vehicles have been removed from city streets. Broken streetlights have been fixed in areas that are considered high crime. But that doesn't seem to be doing anything to combat the murders. There was a man killed just yesterday afternoon.
You know, one of the things I took away from your report is when you spoke with that city council member, Oliver Thomas, and the stat he cited, there used to be 1,300 or 1,400 police officers. I guess this is before Katrina. Now we're talking about 940, 950. That's a stunning drop. Are they doing anything to recruit more police officers there in New Orleans?
And Tom, the city council says that they really need 1,500 officers to patrol the city. That is what they budget for. The city council passed the annual budget in December. It included several $1 million for recruitment and retaining those officers, but it remains to be seen if they can get those numbers back up. Tom?
Okay, Valerie Castro with a very important story tonight here in Top Story. Valerie, we thank you for that.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.
Today is Wednesday. It's February 4th, February the 1st. The year is 2023. Grayson's badass is over here, as usual, biting and biting and biting. New Orleans, woo, wow. If you ever watched any of the news reports over the past year, you would be surprised by that news report. There have been some heinous crimes that have taken place in New Orleans. One mother lost all three of her children in a 2 or 3 week period or a month period. All three of her children were shot and killed. New Orleans has always proven to be a very dangerous city. It just took it to a whole nother level. I always thought it was a competition between New Orleans and Chicago as to who could be the most deadliest place on planet Earth. Ain't that right, Ginger? Where is it deadly at? Where is it the most dangerous? If they keep running these woods out here, they're going to meet them coyotes out there, and they're going to find out the dead way is dangerous over here. They want every time we go out there and take a walk, they're going to run up in the woods. I say, I'm not going out there to chase behind them, y'all in the woods. You're going to run out there if you want to. Them coyotes snatch y'all asses up. It's going to be their midnight snack. But anyway, now y'all know that's just black folks killing each other down there in New Orleans, right? We just killing each other. There's another black person shooting and killing all black folks killing each other. I done watched enough videos coming out of New Orleans to know what is going on down there. And, you know, here I was talking to somebody here recently in Atlanta, and they said, you know, we got Mayor Dickens, and he's going to do this and he's going to do that. I said, Mayor Dickens? I said, do y'all really think these mayors can make a difference or change these cities? Really? I'm like, wow, they must be smoking. Y'all been smoking some good shit. Y'all need to share it with me. If y'all think these mayors can make any change in the culture of these cities, you a goddamn fool. That's why you best your best to get your U-Haul and get your shit and move. If you want to stay in these urban cities, these urban inner cities, where all this shit is going on, okay, they can't do nothing about it, y'all. They can flood these cities with police. It ain't gonna stop this shit. You wouldn't go, oh, everybody gonna have their own police officer. I'm seriously, they're not too many guns on the street, too much violence, too many drugs being used, too much war. It's like gangs and stuff. How are they gonna change all this? It's too late now. We're too far gone. No mayor is gonna be able to change this. No politician can change what's happening in these cities. We flooded the streets with all these guns. We flood all these drugs coming in here. Drugs have become this massive multi-billion-dollar industry that everybody wants to be a part of, including the U.S. government. So how are you going to change any of this stuff? None of this stuff is going to change. None of it's going to change. None of it. Nothing's going to change. Nothing. I wish I could see these 2 months at my feet down here playing like wild damn dogs. Why won't y'all go? Listen, okay, this is it. I've been promising you all doggy daycare. I went up there and signed you motherfuckers up. But guess what, Ginger? Guess what's happening when I come from this doctor's appointment today? Y'all going to doggy daycare. I have a doctor's appointment this morning. Y'all, please go to your doctor's appointments. I just had a friend who passed away here, an associate who passed away here in Atlanta from leukemia. I mean, I'm hearing so many rumors that maybe he knew that maybe he was sick for a little while and didn't feel well. He got to the doctor too late. I go to my doctor's appointments religiously. Literally religious. I think I go to my doctor's appointments probably just as often you niggas go to church. Now I'm going my way to the doctor. They're going to pull all my blood, liver, kidneys, the whole 9 yards, everything. I get everything checked every 2 to 3 months. I have high blood pressure. I must have my blood pressure checked. I need to know that the medicine's working. They look at my liver enzymes. They look at my kidney enzymes. They make sure everything's fine. They do lab work. They check for every damn thing. My doctors check for every damn thing. Every STD, cancer, every damn thing. I used to be like, do you test all that? I said, we check everything in this office. We don't play. Everybody walks through that door. This is standard. I said, okay. If you don't go to your doctor's appointments, you won't know what's going on with your health. I have so many friends and associates who just refuse to go to the doctor. They can go everywhere else. All at the bars, at the hookah bar, hanging out club and singing, dancing, everywhere else. But they will not go to a doctor's appointment. They're all in Tulum, Africa, Ghana, we're everywhere. But no doctor's appointments. The doctor right up the street. It costs me nothing to go to I pay an office visit. I have health insurance. And this is the funny part. A lot of these friends and associates I know who don't go to doctors, they have health insurance. They won't go to the dentist. They won't go to the doctor. They won't do none of the above. It's like, okay. But why not? Why wouldn't you go take care of your health? That doesn't make sense to me. Go to your doctors, make your doctor's appointment, go get checked out, do your physicals. I don't care if you are in the best health. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm in the best of my health right now. So I feel great. But I'm going to be right there at the doctor's at 10:15 in 1 hour. As I get there early, I can tell I check on you and I get on here. I can get on that. When I go in the morning time, they didn't want you to eat nothing after midnight, so I was starving all night long. So, they want you to have it on an empty stomach. But as I've said before, you all, they're not going to be changes in urban inner cities. And those of you who are trapped in these cities who don't have a way out, y'all better find a way out of there. You better find a way out of these urban inner cities, or you're going to be your children, your family, your friends, everything's at risk. You have to go someplace safe. And right now, these urban inner cities are not safe. I don't care if it's Chicago, New Orleans, Los Angeles, Miami. These urban areas just are not safe. The crime is just reaching epic proportions. The proportion there's so many guns on the street, and more come to be involved on the streets every day. Now, in Washington, D.C., they did arrest this man that shot and killed that 13-year-old kid. I don't agree with his arrest. I don't agree that man should have been charged in that crime, myself personally. I don't agree that crime that took place in D.C., that 13-year-old kid, because I do feel that had them 13 young kids shot and killed this man who was, I just saw the report. I just saw this report, and he was, I sent it to my Facebook page. I think the guy was 31 years of age or something like that. I just thought I said, oh, I know what I did. Oh, yeah. Washington, D.C. household householder charge. I don't know what they meant by that householder. What is a householder? Homeowner? Washington, D.C. homeowner. What is that, BBC? So I guess they call them householders over there. Oh, he was 41. Jason Michael Lewis, 41, turned himself into Washington on Tuesday. He is accused of shooting a teenager at 4 a.m. in the morning. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I don't think that man should have been charged with that crime. The kids should have had their bad asses at home. There are too many incidents. There's another news report I'm going to try to throw in here. I just saw with this 78-year-old woman was killed in New Orleans by she was dragged to her death by these 4 teenagers. These teenagers are insane. They will kill you. So you best kill their motherfucking dumbasses first before they attempt to harm you. But again, get away from these kids. Where I live at, there are no children. I don't see nobody over here. It's so peaceful out here. It's so quiet and peaceful. It's like, okay, heaven. Except earlier than that, get rid of his ass. That's a whole nother video. But, if y'all want to stay in these inner cities, you all better pay attention to your surroundings. They're starting to get awful. And it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. Because people, the environments that these young people are growing up in, no one has taken the time to, the family structure has, oh shoot, I'm running out of power over here. Anyway, my Mac's about to die. I just realized this thing is running out of power. I'm going to conclude this video and plug this Mac up so it can charge. Let me come back to my doctor's appointment and I'll finish this video. I'll do another video when I get back to my doctor. Today is Wednesday, February 1st. The year is 2023. I'm out of here and I'll see y'all when I get back from this doctor's appointment.